Welcome back to our video series about district heating networks. So we will have a look at the economic results in this video. So after we did the simulation for the energy hub, we can click here on go to result page. And there we find a summary of all the results, especially the economic results here on the top. So if I click here, we find the annual balance, so all the costs and revenues based on 1 year. So based on the year zero, so to say, the cash flows, the investments, the annuity, the energy costs, the maintenance costs, some lump sum costs, as well as the revenues. So the revenues are the costs for the end consumers. So if I click here on the pen symbol, then we can change this and say, okay, what would be the supply price from a perspective of the utility company? So we can consider an energy price in euro per kilowatt hour. We can consider capacity price, euro per kilowatt, base price, as well as a one-time connection fee per building. So this helps us to define our revenue tariffs, and then we can see, okay, is the case economic viable or not? Here on the right-hand side, we have the economic KPIs. We see the levelized cost of heat, and maybe we can change the revenues a little bit so that we have a positive net present value at the end. So if I click on annual revenue and I put here a value of, for example, 30 cents, then we can click on OK to the recalculation, and then the graph would change and the result would change a little bit. So here we would say that the amortization period is, for example, 19 years. Let's see, these are the summary of the results, but we can also understand how these numbers are calculated. So for example, the investment here, the 117,000, we can go down to the investment table. There we see this value again, 117,000. That's the annuity. This is the sum of the building energy system, so the substations in this case, the heat network, as well as the energy hub costs. And we can here also change the costs if we want to. So if you click on heat network, we can again change the pipe costs as we saw it already in one of the previous videos. We can also define additional investment costs. If we click here on the pen symbol, we find a section with additional costs. And there we can say, okay, additional investments, additional operational costs. So if you have any costs that you cannot explicitly model in the other input fields, then you can enter them here on additional costs. You can also change the interest rates, the observation period, and also the year, the first year of the operation, of the observation period. So if we go a little bit down, so 117,000, that's the total cost for the investment. And the energy hub, for example, the 567,000, we can also find then on the bottom again. So here the energy hub costs, and here's the investment, 567,000 euros. These are the investments for different technologies, the annuities, as well as the maintenance costs. So yeah, these are the options that we have for the economic page. So you see that you economic results. So you see that you can change the parameters, some parameters here on the result page, and see, for example, the revenues, and see based on which revenue structure the case would be economic viable. And you can also change some cost parameters. Here's lump sum costs, for example, the planning costs and the some additional cost shares that you can define, as well as subsidies on investments can be also defined here. All right, in the next video, I will show how we can compare the results of one scenario with the second scenario, and then do validation of both scenarios in one step.